Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and believe it or not, looking at this stuff here, this is Just Because quilt. Now, the Just Because quilt you're used to looking at looks completely different, and I've been very naughty and I've raced ahead, so there's not really any October Just Because quilt to be doing. And I did realise that we've only got about 6 weeks till Christmas. And because I'm a glutton for punishment, I found all of these Christmas and Christmas related fabrics in my stash. I also happened to find some wadding. So guess what? Yep, we're going for round 2. So first things first, I've got no idea how big this wadding is. Oh, it's long and narrow. Okay. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to chop this in half to give us, a size to work with. How are you? All happy, safe and well? See, because there's another chunk there. So we'll have quite a bit, I think. That's hardly square, is it? But then, story of my life, really. When did I ever do anything square? I ask you. Look at that. That's really bad. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a quilting ruler. Probably have to stand up for this bit. And we're going to square this off. Yeah, I'm going to have to stand up. So we're going to line that there. I mean, it might not be square, but at least it'll be a straight line, even if it's not square. What say you? So, oops, that's better. So we get that off of there. That's that bit, and then we'll turn it round that way. There's quite a lot I'm losing there, so what I think we'll do is we'll do it the other way round. We'll line that side up, and then we're only losing off of there, aren't we? And then we'll just square that up as well. I think it looks fairly square to be, So yeah, I'm on round 2. Couldn't help myself. I'm having so much fun doing the other one. And of course that's why I've gone racing ahead. And I knew that I had a load of Christmas fabrics. So I thought, hey, let's do it. So here we are. So we've got our wadding. I've got this new camera angle. So where are we? There. That's better. Okay, now I have to bear in mind and be honest with you, I've got lots and lots of different fabrics here, different weights and everything. So we don't want too bigger pieces, do we? But I don't really want to lose that centre. So I think I'm going to go for quite a big piece there. And I'm going to go up the side of that barn. So that's that one, coming right up in that corner there. Okay, piece 1 done. We've then got some of this lovely ho 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 piece at Christmas. It's got a weird shape. It's obviously been used for something specific. So we give that a tear down there. Get rid of our strings. Got a nice straight line now. So I feel like, obviously I don't want it to be as big as that. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I think we're going to do a strip across here. So I'll have this strip across here. Do we want it that big? Yeah, why not? Because that's quite a big piece there, isn't it? And then I can bring in some small pieces. Now this was a Christmas gingerbread book that I stitched for my grandchildren, and this is just some of the background that was left. So I'm going to put that under there so that we can be adding in some small pieces as well. I suppose we better put some pins in, haven't we? So pin down there, pin in that top corner, get a pin down here. I think there's a lady called, oh goodness me, I think her name's, is it Dawn Meldrum or something like that? Sorry if I've said your name wrong, lovely. And she started the Just Because quilt as a Christmas theme, and I've just been so jealous every time I've seen her working on it that I sort of know that a Christmas one was definitely going to be coming. So and then I've got this fabulous well, it's not tweed, it's almost like a plush cotton. So, but it's in this I do want to use it, but it doesn't sit there, does it? And we've got this lovely little piece. It's different to the snowman, but it is a scene. So shall we put that up there next to that red? My only trouble is it's almost the same length. So we just come up a little bit. Pop that on there. I think I asked how you all were. I hope I did. I'm sorry if I didn't. I got sort of excited to jump in and get this done. So I'm going to have another piece chomped. Poke that under our gingerbread and line that up with our barn. I don't want it looking too red though, that's the problem, so I'm going to take that out of there. Now I have got some Moda squares from last Christmas, these ones here with, you know, the oh, what are they called, the little squares, I can't think what they're called, you know what I mean. So that would make it a little bit less red, wouldn't it? There, that's nice. So I'm going to pop, oh, that one in there. Okay, and then if we come over this side, what else? Because these are all sort of different. We've got this one that's all jingle bells. I believe these are Kathy Holden, these ones. Right, now obviously we've got the overlap there for our next bit, so that's fine. We'll put them back, and then we've got more sort of Christmassy street scenes here. And this has been edged, so we don't want that bit. What about this bit? And that's been edged as well for some reason. I don't know what I was going to do with that. So we'll have that edge off. And that really is scrap now. that is that fabric, so we don't want it up there, do we? So is this what now? No, doesn't work to put the seams together. You see, you'd think it was easy, wouldn't you? Now that piece of, where did that piece of check that I just cut? Here it is. So we're going to bring this down here, I think, like that. No, we don't want to hang off the edge there because this is the edge. This is our first piece, so it's always the edge. Oh dear, the woman is crazy, as so many of you are beginning to realise. Okay, so that's going there, that's going there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, I have got this fabulous Tim Holtz fabric that was this year's Christmas release. Let's take our scissors, which I've now lost. I keep losing everything. Too small a space. I've already broken into it for that journal, so I'm sure you've seen that journal. This is beautiful. Working out which way up we want it. I think we want it that way. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to snip across where that postcard is. Okay. So now, this, which way do we want? See, I'm looking at that postcard, and then I'm looking at the way of the plan, and then that postcard's up the other way. So there really is no right or wrong way here. So how much overhang have I got? I've got plenty. So we could put that there, and then we've got a nice overhang at the bottom to connect that to the next piece of wadding. Okay. Now, so we're all sort of red and green there, aren't we? I just need to put another pin in here. Okay, so now I think we could probably look at bringing in our stag. And again, this is that lovely brush cotton. And I'm wondering if that comes across there like that. So if I cut here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to rip it, so that we've got, oh yes, beautiful, so that we've got that lovely like wooden border. And I'm going to cut the top off so that we're on trees like so. That piece is going to go there, but I think I'm going to cut up here, so we've only got the one stag on this piece. How does that look? There's a piece of sellotape there where the price was on it. Right. It is going to make it super snuggly, because this is really sort of plush cuddly stuff that's got the deer on it. It's lovely, and it starts to remind me more of sort of Scottish Highlands, and it's appropriate, I think, that it's next to that Kathy Holden tree. So we've got that one there, that one there. Now, where was this check piece? It's interesting because it's matte on the you know, flat on the back, and then it's brushed on the top. And I'm wondering if we put that one there. No, I don't like that red next to there. That doesn't work. So I'm going to keep going through my pile and see what else I've got here. And it's amazing how once you start going through it, there's not as much fabric here as you thought there was. It's quite funny. Now this is part of an old tablecloth. No, don't like that. And this, look at this. This is part of a quilt that I was making before. So I could easily chomp that and take bits out of that, which I do intend to do. But I don't know. Oh. Right, okay, so here's the thing then. If I cut across this seam, no, I'm going to have to actually cut it. See, this is real recycling, isn't it? Because this is work that I did a long time ago. And for some reason, it never got finished. Right, and then if we cut up there, can rip that bit, I think, yeah. And then we'll cut up there. It's a bit of cheating because quite a lot of the work has been done for us. But look at that. So it does obviously need a good iron. And I'm just wondering if that borders him or if I need to cut that bit off. Should have just cut up that seam in the first place, shouldn't I? I wonder if we want, yes, look, we want that to border him and then that will come down. So that's going to go under Mr. Holt's. And it's going to go on top of Kathy. Feel like I know these people personally. And that's going to go on there like that. So, more pins. Always more pins till we get it tacked down. Okay. And then on here. Okay. That's lovely. It's very different. I like it. Okay. Don't want one of those, do I? No. Now, where was the strip that we tore off of the deer? Because I'm wondering if that strip, where did it go? Up here. I'm wondering if that strip should border that. No, don't like it. So, we definitely want beigey bits, don't we? I keep offering this to it, but I don't feel like it's right. And obviously now it doesn't quite, I mean, we can put a patch on there, but no, we don't like it, Claire. Stop picking it up. Okay, let's ignore that for a minute. And let's look down here at this corner. Now the thing with this piece of quilt is that obviously it's all different. So if I come here, although it's got the same border, it's got very different centres. This one's got a red centre, and it's also got this numbers. So I think we're going to dissect this even further. So let's turn it over and we'll cut all the way up to that red bit. Now I suppose the argument is I could have used it all as one panel, couldn't I? But that would be a bit too easy. So if I now take this piece off, like that, and I can put that under there, make sure my seams are flat, put that under there, that under there, and that over there, and we've got another real big hangover for our next piece, so that's going to be good. And just like that, we've got a whole nother panel, not another, a whole panel done. It's just this side here that I'm not 100% sure about at the moment. I think we could definitely add that, or is it too close? I think maybe it's too close. I do like this one, Christmas Candies, but we can see through it. So where's one of the darker ones? Christmas Candies in red. Can still see through it. So maybe that goes on top. And then we've got this piece again. This is where I tore it off, wasn't it? And we said it was that fabric, but it can definitely come in to the bottom here, because it could then be our overhang on both sides. Could it not? So get rid of all them threads out the way. I'm going to put that piece down there. Okay, and now we're just looking at this side here. The auditioning is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? It's what takes the longest always. Got this lovely soft bit. Oh, sorry, I'm just wondering what I want to put there. And I'm sure if I hunted, I've got more Christmas fabric. So I suppose I need to have another hunt when the camera's off, don't I? And see what I can find. See, I do like that. Right, let's tidy this up, and then we can get a look at this on there. Let's cut all this pre-stitched edge. Now, I suppose I could have unpicked the stitching. That would be less wasteful of me, but you know how it is. Right, let's get rid of that. And let's have a look. See, it does match with this. No, it's just too much red. I need let's have a look at that piece. I know at that piece of Tim Holtz, because it's got a, well, I'll say it's got a lot less red in it, look at it, but it has technically got less solid red in it, and I haven't done it wide enough, have I, that piece? But I do like that, you see, because it's green. So where's the big piece? Right, let's have a look at this big piece. Where is the green end? What is this piece? Is it that one there? I'm trying to find where it is. Right, this piece that I want is it's that piece there. It's that piece. So if we cut up the side of that postcard like that. Well, we didn't cut anything, did we? We tore it. And then this is the greeny end that I thought was green. There we go. And it's going to go to about there. And I think I'm even going to leave the salvage on it. So then we bring that up there like that. That now connects those because it's greeny. Yeah, well, that's what I think anyway. That goes through there. Now this piece has got to come out because this piece is too small. That's going to hook over to next door, so that's brilliant. We just need something to go here, and I wonder if that's where we use that strip. This strip here. We haven't got much of an overhang, but we have got an overhang about an inch. Should work, shouldn't it? Do we think? Or is this where we bring in this piece? Ha ha. We've got a big overhang that way, but not much of one this way. Yeah, no, it's not working for me. Oh dear. Right. Where's that? This one. I feel like now we've got this sort of vintage Tim Holtz fabric there, it's going to make sense to have that vintage sweet label. Now, we haven't got a lot of overhang, which is, you know, a little bit of a worry, but we can make that work, I think. So I'm going to put that on there, and there's our first panel. So that's good, isn't it? So let's get rid of all of that. Whoops. Jenga. Always a bit of Jenga going on. There. Ta-da. Quite happy with that. We can square off the edges on the top and down that side. So now we're going to stitch. Now, are we going to follow Corinne and do the camphor stitch, or are we going to follow what I did originally and I used that coordinating red thread when I did my heirloom quilt? I think I bet you're all shouting at me, aren't you? I do happen to have this gold staring at me next door. It's just in my eye line. Let's have a look and see what we think about this. I mean, Christmas is all about gold. And obviously I'm not going to put my back layer on like Corinne. I'm going to do it separate again like I did before. Do you know what? I think I'm going to do exactly what I did on my heirloom, which means I am now going to stitch all these pieces down around the edge, trying to find a needle because I've been doing this thing of Christine's here. So my favourite needle, oh no, where's my most favourite needle gone? Well, it's not in there. So it should have been in here, but it's not in here. So then it should have been in that pink thread, and it's not in the pink thread. Oh no. Drama. Where on earth is my most favourite needle gone? Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? It's not in there, is it? I haven't... Nope. Oh well, I'll find a different needle, I suppose. But I don't want a great big fat one. Have I got a... That one. The eye is much too small. And those ones, it's much too big. Oh dear. And yet the annoying thing is, I was using that this morning. Oh, I bet I know where it is. Bear with me 1 second. Yep, it was exactly where I thought it was. I was going to be stitching something else, so I'd already put it on the tray prepped. So let's get rid of that. Let's get ourselves some of this lovely gold thread. Let's do some stitching. So we've got a second Just Because quilt going now, and I think actually it's a good idea, because what that means is I don't have to worry, because I've kept going, oh, I can't do any more because I'm not up to the next filming stage, and it's been a real sort of struggle not to work on it until I'm due to film a bit more. Whereas this way, obviously I can work on them and interact with you with them and so on. So hopefully that's going to make it work. So there you go. And hey, if I don't get it finished, there will be another Christmas next year, you know. They do come round every year. So, right, I'm going to do exactly what I did with my heirloom quilt. If you remember seeing that one. In fact, I noticed people have been refinding that, because I've had all sorts of comments coming up over the last week or so, which is fabulous to think that people are suddenly finding it again. So we're just going to pull that through, take the pin out because I don't need the pin there now, and give ourselves a line of stitches. I'm coming in a little bit further than usual on this one because obviously I am going to be putting my binding there. Get quite a few stitches on. I do find the more stitches you've got, the straighter, look at the state of that one, the straighter your line tends to be. So, there you go. We're up and running. I don't know how long I've been here. You're probably bored to tears. Now I'm working in the background quietly, or not so quietly, on a quilt for my grandson. Now the heirloom quilt, you know, I did the Sashiko hand quilting on the back. On the one that I've got going in the background for my grandson, I'm doing circles. So I'm going to have a good old think about what I'm going to do on the back of these Just Because quilts. Because obviously when you've got the plain fabric on the background, you do need... now this is not quite how I did my heirloom quilt, because on my heirloom quilt I stitched each square and then came back. Whereas this one I've just carried on going all the way down because I was busy talking to you. So yes, I'm going to have to decide what kind of pattern. Right, we've got to the end now. What kind of pattern I'd put on. So I don't want to come across there because that's not a natural line for me. It'll be a natural line when we get there on the next piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed back up just through the wadding to get, I suppose I should have stopped, but anyway, to get to that tartan piece. And then I'm going to work across the tartan piece. So coming in a little bit from the edge stitch and now going round the whole of this square. That's what I'm going to do. So again, it's going to be a real scrappy quilt like the heirloom one was. And I suppose in a roundabout way, although it's not heirloom, it hasn't got, you know, anything of granddads or nannies or whatever in it. This quilt piece here, I must have stitched that at least 15 years ago, which means, you know, it's quite old anyway. Although when I bought the fabric, it was probably, well, it would have been new. Wasn't really into understanding the beauty of vintage fabrics at that stage. It's, you know, been folded up in a bag, stitched for, as I say, at least 15 years. So now we've brought it out and we're putting it to use. It's fantastic. Coming up the side of this Tim Holtz one. So I think we'll call this, just so anybody that wants to follow, say, one quilt but not the other, I think we'll call this Just Because Round 2. Okay. Come on, straighten out. That's it. Then I'm going to go back across this tartan one. I don't know if it is a tartan, but you know what I mean. Oh. So yeah, I don't know why, or if it is because of the Just Because quilt, but people seem to be finding the original video from the heirloom quilt from, well, over a year ago, wasn't it? Which is awesome. It just goes to show you that once something's out there, it stays out there. Okay. So I'm going to finish that off because obviously we've done that one. Give it a snip. Let's have a look and see where we're at now. Right, you can see that's moved a little bit, so okay, I'm going to now come all the way down this line, I think. And then I suppose I better see how long I've kept you, hadn't I? So, just doing our in and out line again. Get rid of that pin. And obviously I'm doing really random stitches, and oops, my gingerbread pieces escaped. As like last time, I want it to be very sort of scrappy and unprecise and so on and so forth. So these not necessarily untidy, but uneven stitches are very deliberate. I think I'm actually, although I said go down there, I'm going to go along here and get this gingerbread piece fixed into place. Because it's quite a small piece compared to the others. And we don't want it to go walkabouts. Because that is really a precious memory, isn't it? Because that's left over from the book that I did for the grandchildren. There we go. That's got our gingerbread piece in, and now we've ended up on our stag piece. So that's fine. I'll come down here. Oh, I was going to check how long I'd been here, wasn't I? See, this is what happens. I get sucked in. Right, now we've got a problem here, because can you see that when I did that That wasn't as far under as I thought it was. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Aren't we? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get myself back to where I should be. So I'm going to do that because what I wanted to be doing was coming across this gingerbread, wasn't it? So let's get this gingerbread sewn in. And then we'll be back on this straight line we were supposed to be on. So I've missed my line, as you can see, and I've come all the way across and got that gingerbread piece in. Oops. Okay. So that's annoying, isn't it? Let's undo that knot. That's it. Pulled that thread all the way through now. Right, I'm not going to make you watch me thread that needle just to tie that. That's ridiculous. So there you go. There is Just Because quilt. What did I call it? Take two. As always, a huge thank you for you coming along and spending time with me today. I will see you again very soon, and who knows whether it will be this Just Because quilt or the other one. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon.